Let's fight. Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. Wherever you're joining us from tonight, pace and power. Let's fight. Good to have you here. Share that live. Smash that emoji button, folks, and then let's go, let's go, let's go. We are happy to have all of you guys here with us. We're going to hold a second or two, but we got a lot to get through tonight. It is the Mohameds versus Priya versus Dharamlall. What's happening in the PPP, folks? Happy that you guys are here with us. Nonetheless, how people going to fail you? People going to fail. It's like, but I'm happy thus far. You all haven't failed us. What's happening, folks? What's happening? Good to have all of you guys in the ring with us tonight. Wherever you're joining us tonight from, folks, we're happy you're here. We're happy. We're happy. You see, some of us might need some new friends, you know. Verlin Ward. A lot of us might need some new friends. Vanilla Garnett. Yep, who no. Who no. Good to have all of you wonderful, beautiful folks on with us tonight. Abida Monroe. We see you there, Abida and Everett. Share that live for us, folks. Smash that emoji button. If you are, we're now coming through some pages. Folks, welcome in the ring. Great to have all of you wonderful, beautiful folks with us this evening. Well, y'all easy, you know. If it's one thing with you, never dull moment in this country, folks. Never dull moment. We got to fight card set. Who no, folks. Welcome, Margaret Nelson. A good evening to each and every one of you folks like Margaret and Kim and all the other guys joining us tonight, guys. How are you doing out there? Pace and power, good folks. Take the opportunity, share that live, smash that emoji button, folks, and then we got some ways to cover, folks. We got some ways to cover. Share the live and smash that emoji button as well, folks. And welcome to each and every one of you in the ring, folks. We got to open up. We got to open the set. It's set, folks. It's just a couple of you. We set. Who vex? Who vex? Good to have each and every one of you. Like I said, we got the opener. Y'all know we're there scrutinizing the estimates of budget 2024, almost at 2026. I heard a fun said today when they leave office in 2025. Endorse big say when they leave office in 2025, we may have that moment for you before we complete it tonight. We just might have that moment for you. But folks, during the consideration of the estimates, we got a good sense just how much this government does not like transparency. I'm not going to be sarcastic tonight. Does not like transparency, does not like good governance, does not like accountability. There on the floor of the National Assembly, the minister, newly appointed of local government, was being quizzed on the budgetary allocation for that ministry. And in particular, allocations to the markets, various markets around this country. Folks, the minister took us around and around, does not want to give those totals. Why is that so? You know, this highly suspect here. Why the minister doesn't want to give those numbers, those figures, even unto the subvention that they're giving, to the municipalities, the NDCs, did not want to give those figures. It began to sound like a slush fund. Here is part of that questioning. My member Paul, Ganesh Mahipaul. And that's the opener tonight. That is the opener tonight. Take a look, folks, and take a listen. Here is that exchange between Member Parliament Ganesh Mahipaul and Minister for Local Government and Regional Development, Sonia Parag.
Sir, this same line item has in it this year for consideration for the development and enhancement of our markets across the country. And this year we see Charity, Sudi, Leonora, Hydroni, Monrepo, and Kumaka being budgeted for. Would the Honorable Minister be kind enough to provide us with a disaggregation as to the sum that is allocated to each one of these markets? Honorable Minister.
Honorable Member, through Mr. Speaker, one of the ministry's functions is to ensure that we do have functioning and well-established markets, and it is a feature that is so not only common but beneficial to the communities, especially like we live in Guyana, that we will work towards rehabilitating. And so yes, we have placed sums in here for the rehabilitation of the markets. For example, rehabilitation of stalls at Kumaka Market, Maburumo, we have placed a sum of $50 million.
Thank you, Minister. I remember Mr. Mahipaul. Sir, I don't know if my friend has to focus more on what I'm saying, but I'm asking for the disaggregation for the Charity, Sodi, Leonora, Hydroni, Monrepo, and the Kumaka Market. I hear 50 million for Kumaka, but what's wrong with the others? Minister?
Mr. Speaker, there is nothing wrong with the others. As a matter of fact, we are trying to make everything right with the others. And so we are, again, that is why we have invested. The Honorable Minister of Finance has been very generous with us to be able to accomplish the establishment of those hospitals in those communities and to benefit the residents fully from those markets. Sorry.
Sir, I will make one more try with your blessing, sir. What is the figure that is associated with the renovation and development of Charity Market, Sodi Market, Leonora Market, Hydroni Market, and Monrepo Market? We already have from her 50 million for Kumaka. Just tell us the figure for the other markets. Honorable Minister.
Honorable Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member is emphasizing the word figure as if we are doing a bit of figure skating in here. But you know, we have aggregated a sufficient sum for each market to be able to again have those markets properly established and in good condition for the residents.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Mahipaul. Sir, guided by you, I will only say beep and move on. Sir, in 2021, Parika Market was there. In 2022, Parika Market was there again. In 2023, Parika Market was there again. This morning, before I came to this honorable house, I took a long drive to the Parika Market. And all that I see there, sir, is the frame with a height that is not to the top. For the walls at the side, inside is basically naked, and clearly the work is not completed at the Parika Market. But we don't see Parika Market reoccurring in the volume 3 of the estimates. Is there any consideration to complete Parika Market in this year's subvention, sir? Honorable Minister.
Honorable Member, I'm very happy that you went to the Parika Market this morning. It's very sad that you didn't actually get us anything from the Parika Market and share with us here in the Honorable House. Indeed, the Parika Market has a very good frame and structure that is up right now. My colleague and friend, the Honorable Minister Indara, has been visiting that market very regularly, I think more regularly than you, sir. And he has also been engaging with the vendors, and we are more than happy to let the vendors know that we will continue that market.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, sir. Sir, I must say I put up to Honorable Indar a number of times at the Hydroni market, which is next door, not Parika market. But not nonetheless, sir, since we had it mentioning in 2021, 2022, and 2023, and the minister was kind enough to say that they will have some degree of completion here in 2024. Can the Honorable Minister tell this Honorable House how much money has been spent on the Parika market thus far?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the government has expended monies on the Parika market, that is so. But you know, again, Mr. Speaker, and I want the honorable member to understand very much, because I don't think, I think he isolates issues and, you know, speak from that angle. And I want to say that from 2015 to 2020, there were 0 markets being rehabilitated or done by the previous administration. And this government is continuing to invest. Not only will we invest in the Parika market, but the Hydroni, the charity, the markets where you have large population that will benefit heavily from these markets.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Mahipaul.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, from 2015 to 2020, we did not have $1 trillion budget. And with $1 trillion budget now, we're happy that we are making so much investment. What we want is accountability and transparency in the spending and the answering of the questions, so that we will know how much money we're spending on these respective projects. I will try one more time with a different market, sir, not the Parika market, because clearly I can say beep again. But let me move to Monrepo market. Sir, Monrepo market has been mentioned in 2021, 2022, 2023, and here in 2024, again we have Monrepo market. So we did not get a figure that we're spending for the upgrading and rehabilitation and construction to make more comfortable for our vendors. The sum we're spending at charity as yet, Sodi, Leonora, Hydroni, as yet. We didn't get those figures. Can I ask for the figure that we have spent on Monrepo so far?
Honorable Member, Monrepo market.
Mr. Speaker, the honorable member would also appreciate that when you're constructing or if you're rehabilitating, it depends on the extent of the rehabilitation that will tell you how much the sum that you have to spend. So again, yes, not all markets will come from an equal sum, because the rehabilitation will be determined by how much work has to be done. But we are catering for the Monrepo market, and as a matter of fact, I have visited the Monrepo market on 2 occasions. I have not seen the honorable member, Mr. Mahipaul, at that market, but I was there engaging with the vendors, and I am very sure that we will continue. And I will commit this to the honorable member, when that market is fully done and in a beautiful condition, I will take that picture and send it there.
Honorable Member, Mr. Mahipaul.
Chair, I buy all my oranges and fruits and so from Monrepo market, and the vendors are very nice people, courteous, and they sometimes give me good discount too. Perhaps the Honorable Minister and I should go a day and see if she will get the same discount as I do. But
you have another market to ask the cost of?
So I go to a lot of markets. I love shopping.
I'm here at this market.
I
was asking if you have another question
with respect
to another market that you want the cost for.
Yes, I'm coming to another market, sir. Sir, we see, and I must say this in response to as a question formulating in response to the honorable member. So what we're doing is building markets. If you go to Parika, you will see that there's a structure that is going up that was not there. So you're building with frames, you're building with steels and putting over sheds, and you're constructing. The same happened at Monrepo. They're building there's a capital project, a new thing going on. Before you do that, sir, you must have had a design. You must have had an engineering estimate. I'm assuming that this went to through the procurement process in terms of advertising and people bidding, contractors bidding, and they were allocated the work at a sum of money. So I'm going to attempt one more time, Comrade Speaker, with your gracious permission. What is the contracted sum that was allocated to these very markets that I mentioned in 2021, Parika, Charity, and Monrepo, and then we see Parika and Monrepo coming back in 2022, which means the same contractor that got it in 2021 is a rollover project to 2022. 2023, we see Monrepo and Parika back again, rollover again, but a new market added, Lenora. So there's a new contractor there for Lenora and a contracted sum that was awarded, sir. And this year, we see the addition of Hydroni and Kumaka and Sodi. We got the sum for Kumaka, $50 million. Fantastic, excellent. What is the contracted sum for the other markets that I have mentioned here?
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the honorable members' again recognition of the government's visionary leadership in building these markets and ensuring that our communities benefit and our farmers benefit fully from these markets. And you know, I did give the Kumaka and I will give the construction of the charity market. It's 191,240,000. So.
Thank you very much, Minister.
I feel we made tremendous progress there because we did get Kumaka at 50 million. And after continuously asking, I did get charity to the extent of 191,204,000. So may I make one more attempt, expecting to get the figure for Sodi, Leonora, and Hydroni market, and also Monrepo, please.
Well, I normally would stop people after the second time, right?
Yeah, but I realized we got the answer just now, so I'm.
But I thought you were bringing a new market, so I heard of all those plus Monrepo. You promised me you were bringing another market to this market. So.
Am I gonna start with
Minister?
Amstel market?
You've answered. I can't tell you how to answer, but you've answered.
Give me figure, Sonia. Figure.
So, Mr. Speaker, I have answered. This question has been put to me 5 times, and I have answered all 5 times, and I have exhausted my answers to this question.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable members, Honorable Member Mr. Mahipaul.
So, beep, 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 and I move on.
Beep, beep, beep.
And I move on to the next project code. Full accountability and transparency. So, project code 1902-900. Project development and assistance. I see that the sum here is $1 billion. And what we budgeted last year for was also $1 billion. And then there was a supplementary where we added 300 million. So it became $1,300 million that was spent for project development and assistance. And what it really means, sir, is subvention we given to the 70 neighborhood democratic councils and the 10 municipalities. Last year, sir, these neighborhood democratic councils got $5 million as their subvention, which is the subvention that the coalition left. When we were in office, sir, we raised it from 2 million to 5 million. Sadly, it has not been increased as yet in this $1 trillion budget. And the township of New Amsterdam and the others got $18 million. And I'm not sure what was the sum that was disaggregated for the other township. Can the Honorable Minister say to this Honorable House, what is the figure that will now be given to the NDCs and what is the figure that will be given to the municipalities and what is the figure that will be given to Georgetown, which is normally treated separate from the 9 other municipalities?
Honorable Minister.
Well, again, Mr. Speaker, with this ministry is committed to working with every local democratic organ that it has oversight over. And we want to be able, again, to create development in the communities. And so this year, we want to be able to outfit those NDCs with the amount of $29,440,000 for those, yes, the municipalities. And for the NDCs, we have varying figures. And for Georgetown, we have 49,040,000.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Mahipaul.
Sir, thank you very much. I have no problem committing a couple of minutes for the Honorable Minister, if she so agree, to tell us what are those varying figures for the respective NDCs, because I am aware that 5 million was given across the board for the, since 2016 to now. And now that I'm hearing their varying figures, can the Honorable Minister tell us what are these varying figures? Which NDC is getting what?
Honorable Minister.
So it is based on, and I think Mr. Speaker, I think the honorable member has a good working knowledge of how this is worked out in terms of the NDC, and it comes with a formula that is dependent upon their submission, etc. So I think that the honorable member would appreciate that. I don't have that formula with me right now, but.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Member, go ahead.
So the formula is found in the Fiscal Transfers Act. No, I am right, unlike you. Sir, but the Fiscal Transfers Act creates that formula for you to distribute from the sum that you have allocated as the whole number. So if you have allocated $5 million each, the formula requires you to give the first half, and the second half is done through the calculation of knowing the amount of people in the area, the amount of rates and taxes they have collected, and so on. And that will cause you to show how you have disbursed it. So I would like to know what is the whole sum figure for each NDC. Is it still $5 million? Simply yes or no, and if it's no, what is the figure for the respective NDCs? If she prefers to lay it over, I'll accept that also, sir.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I have to start with telling the honorable member that I believe my honorable colleague and friend, Mr. Yandar, is quite a smart, intelligent gentleman and has worked with all of the NDCs and has also worked with all of the NDCs and is committed to ensuring that the Region 3 NDCs will work with us as well. And we have figures, again, allocated to these NDCs. And I think, honorable member, in time to come, you will know how much they have.
Yeah. Wasn't that painful, folks? Wasn't that painful? In time to come, you will know. Folks, we have a $1.146 trillion budget. And the minister doesn't want to give the numbers. We're in the process of scrutinizing. This isn't a corner shop gaffe. This is official business we run in the National Assembly. And a newly appointed minister who sits in the Ministry of Local Government does not want to give the citizens of this country the sum of money is allocated for the refurbishing, constructing of markets. Doesn't want to give the figures what the NDCs will be getting in subvention, what the municipalities will be getting in subvention. So how are you supposed to scrutinize, interrogate, if ministers like Sonia, Parag sit there and don't want to tell us how these monies, $1.146 trillion, how that's going to be spent? And we can circle back to some of that towards the end of the broadcast. But let's catch you up quickly. We got so much to cover. And we really wanted to play all of that. So you understand when they come to your doors and your communities talking about transparency and good governance and accountability, that's what they mean. That is what they mean. And that is why we wanted to give you guys all of it Orin Dawn and Maxine and Desiree and Roxanne, Lizzie and Winston. Because sometimes when we say these things, some of y'all think we're just being rambunctious. We're just being rabble-rousers. But that is what you contend with in the National Assembly for Accountability. And you understand how the speaker sits there, understanding what is happening. The filibustering almost of a minister, not wanting to give the numbers. How can you have a budget? Gloria Pod, Will Felix, Rosie Rose, Rita Cummins, Julian Max. How can you have a budget but you can't read numbers? Isn't that madness? Isn't that madness? That being said, a Commonwealth Election Observer Team they're heading to Pakistan for those elections. There's madness. Absolute madness. And this team is going to be led by former Nigerian President Good Luck Jonathan. You know who we learned as part of this team? Nazima Raghuber. Nazima, fantastic veteran journalist, professional journalist. Nazima Raghuber, she's going to be part of this team, and we wish the entire team well. Serve well, folks. Serve well in Pakistan there. Jamaica goes to the polls on February 26th. It's a hop and a skip away. And we were told that just today by the local government minister, Desmond McKenzie. I hope he ain't nothing like Sonia Parag. I hope he ain't nothing like Sonia Parag. Jamaicans will not tolerate it. Us Guyanese, we're taking too much for granted. We're accepting too much. It's not what they want to give you, is what we will accept. And folks, we're accepting much too much. That can't be the standard. That's a low bar there of what a minister is, who a minister is, and what a minister should be doing. That's a low bar. Jamaica says they go to election on the 26th. Folks with the 592 and the other ones, we come here. What up, change? Yeah. That's what happens. Yeah. It's a lot to deal with, folks. Look at what we're following. It's not an easy road in this country. Look what they're telling us. They're reviewing weight limit. It's too late for that. You're starting doing all kinds of things. And now you're going to review weight limits for vehicles traversing the road because they're blocking up the road. They're bulging the road. These roads weren't made for that kind of tonnage. Cart before the horse is madness. Absolute madness. So now they're going to fix that. Now they're going to review those heavy-duty mammoth vehicles plying the road. You know, we like the people get work. You could make a bread, eat a food. But folks, the roads are being damaged badly. Very, very much so. Justin Mandela driving up today, and we saw part of the road riding up onto the curb. Big vehicles, that's what's causing it. These humongous vehicles. That's what's going on, folks. As we run the road, look what else we're following. Look what else they're telling us. Those contractors are damaging the road. Same thing. They start deducting money from them. Is this a promise? Ain't we doing this yet? We ain't doing this yet. Well, I shame for y'all. That's what's happening on our roads, folks. That's some other things happening on our roads. We want to share the accidents. I can tell you, other things are happening. Take a look at this. Motorcyclists, this is what the hospital is telling us. Motorcyclists, take a look at this. Share the light, smash the emoji button. Motorcyclists dominating accident cases that they're seeing at the hospital. Motorcyclists dominate accident cases that they're seeing at Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. That's madness. 20% more admissions and 40% more referrals at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation accident and emergency unit. How much is accidency? That could be a word, accidency. That's what they're seeing. 20% increase and 40% increase in referrals. That's what they're telling us. Slow down, good folks. And let me arrive alive now. Please and thank you. Slow down. Fire report. Look, story here now. You gotta watch some of y'all sideways. Gotta watch some of you side. Look what's happening now. Fire report, Durban Street. Durban Street. A woman caught on camera trying to set a house on fire. Oh Lord, it's who hurt her? You know, they got some real men. Who hurt the young lady, man? Gotta put some of y'all. You have no good thing. Let people alone, man. No, the lady got to try to burn down your house. Huh? You got to try to burn down your house. Probably men in the good way. You got to try to burn down your house. Huh? Leave people alone if you have no good intention. Caught on camera trying to burn the house down. My God. If you can't do the crime, you can't do the time. Can't do the time, don't do the crime. That's what we always say around this part. That's what we always say around these parts, good folks. So we can keep watching that. Caught on camera. Catching camera, not too much you can do. Not too much you can do once they catch you in the but you know what I'm saying? You know it's we can prove it good. Yep. Caught on camera, folks. Be careful with that. You're gonna want to be careful with that. Some you only hear the camera part, you know, only hear the caught in camera. So shucks by, wish your camera name went there. This is all some of you here. Look at us, we're following, folks. There's a lot. We're trying to get up. Get up to the other side. Pace and power. We got some visitors, at least one. We got a visitor, folks. Pace and power. This is Major General, U.S. Air Force, Major General Evan Peters. Evan Peters of the 12th Air Force. He's the 12th Air Force commander of the Air Force's Southern Command. He's going to be with us until tomorrow. He came on the 29th. He came on the 29th, folks, and he's going to be here with us up until the second day of February. That's what they're telling us, folks. Anybody coming here and joining hands with us to keep beating back the Venezuelans from our borders. I good with that. Thank you, Omar Khan, Chief of Staff, Omar Khan, for making these linkages. We can take it. When it comes to our territorial sovereignty, anybody who want to join forces and helping to protect us, I right there. See me on the board with cutlass in one hand and the thing in the next hand. Come for me. Bite it one of your ears. Don't come wrong with funny. So thank you, General Evan Peters. Look what else we're following for. Back in National Assembly. Wrong and dog. Well, look story now, good folks. Look story now here. Look story now, folks. You know, we've been all week interrogating the estimates. As a matter of fact, we skipped on Monday. We were back there on Tuesday, and we're going until tomorrow. Last week was the debate. This week is the scrutiny of the estimates. Right? You got to scrutinize numbers. Why is it that Sonia Parag did not want to give the numbers? Why is that? Why she didn't want to give the numbers? Then why are we there? Why did we waste the whole day today? And you heard instance after instance, you know, she going around the bush, beating around the bush, the mulberry bush. Yep. As the day started, folks, there was a fire scare, they tell us, at the Orchard Convention Center where the National Assembly is sitting. I wonder when Mansour going back into breakdown. Folks, when the police showed up today with the finest. They bring out the K9 division today. Yep. They brought out the K9 dogs sniffing around. And it ended up being some light fixture or something of that sort, smoking up, and they managed to get the situation under control. Barry Crawford. Oh, they bring out the police force finest. Did I tell you the budget is $1.146 trillion? Oh, yes. They bring out the K9, the handlers, yeah. Everybody, while the staff were on the outside. Yeah. Right. Thankfully, it was not much to worry about. Some lights fixture or switch or something of that nature, but it caused a little scare there. And out of the abundance of caution, they mustered everybody on the outside, the police and fire and whoever else, the bomb folks. You see, they went in there and they did what they had to do. Yes. Yeah, high level K9, high level K9 team went in there and, you know, did what they had to do. We're so grateful for that. Yeah, high level. You know, good night to all the folks of the Ghana Police Force, the bomb squad, the fire service. Everybody came out there today, Don Joe and Nelson. came out there and made sure that we were doing well. Good folks, that's just some of the things we're following. It's one day, not the whole year, every couple of years we show you. It's just one day. That's how the day started fire and scare. And then next we learned this was happening. People seem to be dropping like flies at the National Convention Center. Then we see last week, do you remember? Gita Chan in Edmonds took ill and had to be taken to the hospital. This week was Gail. It's due next week. Right? Just in case, I can tell you all we're to take just in case. But Gail Teixeira fell ill, they tell us, and had to be hospitalized in Miami. Sorry. The thing here said Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. Is it sure it's in Miami? She was hospitalized at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. And no further details have been given. Folks, do you remember when to the National Assembly around 1994? I think I was 13. I can see some of the calculators now. Click, bam, 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 bam. You know when you go with maths? I was 13 years old when the honorable member went to the National Assembly. You know some rest Gail trying to thief. You know some rest she's trying to see just like this. Don't come wrong with funny Gail. We see you. But take as much rest as you need and hurry and come back to us. We wish you all the best in health and a speedy recovery and return to the National Assembly. We need you on your feet. We want easy victory. We want to walk up. We want to defeat you on your feet, healthy and strong. So we pray your speedy recovery to the National Assembly, folks. Your recovery and return. Forthwith. Get as much rest. It's rest you need, That's it. That's it. We beg. We understand. We beg. Some of you need rest. Don't come up with it. This is what it is. We wish the honorable members speed recovery. Folks, all that's one day, Fire on one hand, people falling ill on the next. Who will be next? That's some of the things we saw. And look, they're telling us housing building, some big fancy building. Housing alone got about 50 buildings. We're doing all this. Let us slush fund. And still people selling land under the table. Still one person getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 land. Thanks to folks like Melly Mel who keep raising these issues all the time. Exposing them. Please and thank you. Some big building, $304 million. A whole host of buildings in Big Dam. Now you're telling us this is going to Houston. Yeah, going to Houston. But we wish you all the best. Wish you all the best with that, folks. All the best with that. What's happening with the Mohameds? Team Mohamed versus Dharamlall versus Priya. What's happening in this country? Like the whole PPP falling to pieces. Folks will look trouble now. This thing here got teeth. This one here got teeth. Now we're hearing. You see that response to Priya last night by T. Mohamed? We heard that was inspired. But who inspired it? It sounded like Sonia Parag. It was inspired by who inspired it? You see? And we heard that somebody who was a previous minister, he was picking up fire rates today. Priya Manichan simply said in a post on social media that a certain bridge, folks, you see what I'm telling you? A certain bridge in a place in the region 7 called Jawala was built by us. That's what, on a close examination. That's what she said in the post. Well, Dharamlall picking up fire rates from last night, and that circular that says certain folks must not go into schools and spread joy and put a smile on people's face without permission should cease and desist. But he was just looking for an opening. That is what folks with close and intimate knowledge of this story are saying. He was just looking at an opening to wade in to Manik Chan. And apparently, he found this opening today, folks. Because watch this now. Oh, but it was nasty. It was terrible to see a former minister and a minister of education, a disgraced minister, a minister of education, warring on Facebook, Mike. This is a party bursting at the seams with scandal. bursting at the seams with scandal. I love how Big Uncle Gordon Mosley described this whole situation in the News Source report, another valid and credible place for news and information. Now hear what the minister said. Minister Priya Malik-Chan, this according to the report. Minister of Education Priya Malik-Chan and former local government minister Nigel Dharamlall got involved in a heated social media spat this morning over their performance in office. Oh my God. Wild West, folks. This thing needs more people. This one needs more people. That's here they got into. I'm reading what source said. The source. Into a spat. It's not he spit and he spit and her. They were too far for that. But they got into a spat over their performance. The two former cabinet colleagues went at each other with accusation of underperformance while in office, trading blame, for the state of their portions, the portfolio they manage. The report goes on. Dharamall was forced to resign from office last year after explosive sexual assault allegations involving a teenager surfaced. That's what it says on social media. That's what this report on the news source says. Though he was investigated, he was never charged with any crime after the schoolgirl withdrew her accusations. My God, this report news source, The fallout between Dharamall and Malik-Chan was reportedly triggered by a response Malik-Chan made on a Facebook post yesterday as to whether the former minister Nigel Dharamall would be among persons to be banned from going into schools without authorization by the ministry. Oh my God, story tetanus. It tetanus. Almost villain, the person asking the question made reference to the rape allegations that were leveled against Dharamall last year. In response, the Minister of Education said yes, he would be banned from going into schools without permission. And look, this is the story get now. This is the things that get tetanus now. This morning, after Malik-Chan made a Facebook post about the construction of a bridge in a community in Jawala, in the Upper Mazaruni, which is now assisting school children, Dharamall reposted the photographs of the bridge and said that a certain minister, referring to Malik-Chan, was trying to take credit for the construction of the bridge. He said the construction of the bridge was a result of a visit to the community by himself and current Marine Affairs Minister Pauline Sukai, then presidential candidate Irfan Ali. Dharamall also made reference to another government minister, another government project rather, that was recently highlighted by the Minister of Education, which he claimed was a result of a promise by the Vice President, folks. And that's only some, of how it went. It was tetanus, it was wicked, stink, and dirty. Folks, I want to know part 2 will look like. Who can be the last man standing? Who you think will be the last man standing? That's what I want to know. Folks, it tetanus. Wild West. Where is this thing going, folks? Commissioner Cole, Elizabeth Narine, Donna Daly, Marcia Jackman. Folks, listen to me. This is what we're hearing. Priya, hold on. Priya. Shini Jagdu column. Right? Dharamall, he is in Irfan Ali column. That's why he was with him on the outreach yesterday, folks. That is what folks are saying. And so this is the battle. Remember, internal elections coming up now. Internal elections in the PPP is coming up. So folks, the knife's coming out. Who will be the last man standing? Who? So Azruddin got involved in this circle because he felt that Priya was aiming at him, and then Priya said specifically, Dharamall will not be allowed to go into schools. I see some of you saying rightly so. Take up trail better. Basil, Amit, Linden, it real bitter. On the sidelines of the National Assembly today, I sat down with same MP Ganesh Mahipaul, and we spoke about the performance, quote unquote, of Minister Sonia Parag, who has just taken over that Ministry of Local Government that the very Nigel Dharamall used to head when those damning allegations were made. And we even touched on the Jawala Bridge that started all of it. The closer, folks. Take a look and take a listen. The closer.
Folks, with the Honorable Member, Ganesh Mahipaul is the Shadow Minister for Local Government and Regional Development, and Ganesh was the one who put several questions to the substantive Minister of Local Government, recently appointed Sonia Parag. Ganesh? Welcome. Thank you for having me. Ganesh, a number of questions was asked to the Minister of Local Government this morning, and she seemed to divert from giving figures. What is this aversion to accountability and transparency? Markets was a clear issue where she did not want to give the numbers for the building of those markets or rebuilding of those markets as well. Let's start there. Thank you. Let me start off by saying that there's a sum of 1.3 or thereabout billion dollars that is allocated for the construction of markets across this country. You have Charity Market, you have Parika Market, you have Hydroni Market, you have Mahipaul Market, and many other markets. And because these are capital projects, each one has an allocated sum. But one would recall that in recent times, fire destroyed markets across this country. We had a fire at Charity Market, we had one at Parika Market, and most recently we had one at Skeldon Market. So the question was simple. Can you, as Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, tell us what is the sum that is allocated for each one of these markets so that we will be able to know what is it that you're going to do? And it can give us a clear idea of what kind of structure is in place. Now, before you move to build these new markets, it requires the engineers from the ministry to give you a design of what this finished product will look like. And when you arrive at that sum, it's an engineering estimate. Because these markets are constructed for the benefit of the people, we fully support it. However, what we want is accountability and transparency of the taxpayers' money. These are markets that were awarded since 2021, 2022, and some in 2023. So there's already that sum allocated for that purpose. All the minister had to do is to say, like what she said at start, tobacco market, $50 million. And then she would have gone to the other market and say, Charity Market, this amount, Parika Market, this amount, Hydroni Market, this amount, Mahipaul Market, this amount, Skeldon Market, this amount. She did not do that. And it sparked in me that there was a form of reservation to cover up corruption. Because, yes, to cover up corruption. And that is why I kept pressing for the answer. And she kept withholding, because they are apparently doing something else with this money. They are doing something else with this money, and we have to get to the bottom of it. We remember Parika Market was under construction and was destroyed by fire. So we need to know who was held accountable for that fire. Was it the contractor? Because we were told that it was some slackness on his part that caused the fire to happen in the first place. We need to know if taxpayers' money is being prudently managed, and to finance these projects which will benefit people is not done in a wasteful manner, nor is it going into the pockets of friends, families, and favorites of the People's Progressive Party, which is a norm and a trend since they took office in 2020.
Well, what interests me, in addition to the markets, the several markets that refused to give the sum for, I think she ended up giving, after much interrogation, the sum for two of them, is the fact that even the municipalities, the NDC, she did not want to give that sum. Now, take us back to where those sums were, the subventions in the past when we took over, and then bring us to it.
When the APNU AFC took over in 2020, we had in 2015, we had in 2016 budget an increase from what the subvention to MDCs were. It was $2 million Guyana dollars. We, with a $230 billion budget, increased that subvention to $5 billion to every MDC, and we also gave every municipality $18 million, and Georgetown was treated separately as rightly so, the capital city of our country. They received some more. The issue I have is that in this $1 trillion budget, $1.146 trillion budget, I expected to see an increase for the subvention to the NDCs to better the lives of the people in these communities. The PPP boast they have won the local government elections, that the people believe in them, blah, 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 blah. You are not even putting resources to the respective neighborhood democratic councils and municipalities to better serve the people of the country. So how much do you really care about local government in this country? And the minister, I don't know if she erred on her part, but she said that the disaggregated sum for MDCs vary. That was startling because
that's why she doesn't want to take the figure, because when you look to see the electoral map, you will see some communities getting far more.
Exactly. And she knows that with that, we will be able to decipher how they are trying to stymie development and try to put aside this whole aspect of providing for MDCs, probably MDCs that did not support them, and maybe getting 1 or 2 million, who knows? And the ones that supported them probably will be getting 15, 16 million dollars. I don't know. But that assumption can be drawn from the way she was responding. And it is frightening to know that this is a government that wants us to believe that they are one Guyana government, when in actuality the people are seeing with their naked eyes a one-sided Guyana.
Excellent. Now, this is a relatively new Minister of Local Government, as we said, recently appointed after the absolute disaster that the last minister was. How do you rate her performance in terms of responding to these questions?
Well, in my budget presentation, I did say that Sonia Parag happens to be new, and I will give her an opportunity to show us what is it that she can do that is different and better for the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, and by extension, Guyana. Notwithstanding her coming over to that ministry with an F grade from the Ministry of Public Service, one would have thought that coming over with that F grade, you would have tried your utmost, because you're going to manage a bigger ministry. You would have tried your utmost to at least see to acquire at the beginning a B, moving up to a C, probably a B in the future, and then hopefully you will end in 2025 with an A. But the way she has begun to answer questions relating to this ministry can only confirm that she is still at F, and if there's a possible way that we can go below F, there is where she fits in. I am not optimistic that she will do well. I am not optimistic that she is going to perform in a way that we can adequately say that she has done her job. I am very scared for the staff of the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, because when you see her performance in the National Assembly, it is like if she's a bulldog. And we don't need that kind of behavior in our society. We don't need that kind of behavior among our public servants. And we most certainly don't need that from what is supposed to be a servant to the people.
It seems as though she has inherited that spirit of Dharamlall here. And as we on that, what's happening in the PPP? We're witnessing, a back and forth, a clash, as one news media says, of Dharamlall versus the Minister of Education, Priya. They built a bridge in an area called Jawali Region 7. What's happening with the PPP? Are they imploding?
The first thing I wish to say about that, it's a bridge that is welcoming. People of Jawala will have better access to cross from one area to another. It is a footpath bridge, and it is easy access through walking. I don't know where the big hullabaloo about who built this bridge came from, but I did read Priya Manichand's post when she tried to play some politics to say we care and try to deliver this project as though it is the PPP that really made it happen. APNU did not want to build it, which is far from the truth, because we had a structured plan in place for Jawala, as my colleague Honorable John Hastings can elaborate more on, to show how we would have transformed Jawala into a community that was not only hospitable for the people there, but welcoming to outsiders. So all of this was in the making. Let's not get away from that. It was in the making. And the coalition, let us be honest, the coalition would have done it probably far better in this term. But when I look at the fight, that cat fight that happened between Priya and Dharamlall as to who built the bridge, it is clear that the PPP is in total disarray. They are in total disarray and chaos. When a minister of government can stand and chastise a former minister that served with her in cabinet in an attempt to defend her own name against the ills that that former minister would have done and committed as alleged to so, it is just an exposure of what has been hidden for so long. And it goes to show that it doesn't matter how much you try to hide under a veil or under a cloak or under a robe, your wicked, evil, demonic self will rise up against that. And that is what we're seeing in the People's Progressive Party. They're not a political party of transparency. They're not a political party of honesty. They're not a political party of decency, nor do they have accountability. And that display from Priya Manichan and Nigel Dharamlall is a perfect example of how evil these people are to themselves and by extension this country.
And Ganesh, let's unpack a couple things quickly here. We know now that Priya Manichan is in the Jadio camp and you have Dharamlall in the Irfan Ali camp. Dharamlall was pictured with the president on the West Coast just yesterday afternoon at an outreach. So the president seemed to be investing a lot of political capital in rehabilitating his image. Is that the back and forth we're seeing? Because one of the things that we learned is that Dharamlall was very upset with Priya for calling him out very early when this whole episode started and all of the allegations of rape. Is it that what we're witnessing here? You know, sides being pitted against one against the other.
Let me make this very clear. Anybody can go back to the debates and you will hear the Member of Parliament for Region Number 5, Faisal Jafarali, saying with confidence that Dharamlall will be back. Well, I want to tell you, our listeners, our viewers, if this is the country that you want to build strong for your children and grandchildren, and the People's Progressive Party is telling us with confidence that Dharamlall will be back, then you have to know what is it that you're building for your children and grandchildren. It is frightening and it is dangerous to hear that Dharamlall will be back. You be the judge and you make that rightful call when the next election comes. And you decide whether you want Dharamlall to come back or you don't want him to come back. Yeah, it is very dangerous, Sheriff.
And even that picture there, the optics with the president and Dharamlall yesterday campaigning on the West Coast.
It shows that Irfan is embracing Dharamlall.
It also speaks for a lot when people said that he should have been fired and not asked whether he wanted to tender his resignation. It speaks a lot for that too.
Definitely, and it goes to show who Irfan Ali is. It goes to show who Irfan Ali is. You are embracing a man that has so many allegations before him of wrongdoing. The moral compass there doesn't exist. You want to portray this individual as a mover and shaker, when all he did was move and shake small children's lives, as it is alleged. We cannot have that kind of behavior in this country. I am so sorry to say that.
Final MP, Ganesh Mahipaul, Shadow Minister for the that very ministry that he once stood at the helm of, with Government and Regional Development. What's happening in our country? Here is a very substantive figure clearly in the PDP picture, as I said with the president yesterday, telling a sitting minister after the budget was read, so much a coup to the Ministry of Education, and the minister laid out so much that has happened and is happening in fanciful flowery language. And Nigel Dharamlall, foreign minister of the PDP, still a significant player in the PP, says that education is in disarray. We cannot take that lightly, certainly. We didn't say it, the APNU AFC, we didn't say it. As much as we know it, we know education is in disarray. We know that they're not catering enough for the University of Guyana. We know that they're partisan when it comes to how they're treating the girl program. We know what is it that they're doing in education. It is Dharamlall who called it out, not us. Education in disarray. Education in total disarray. Yeah. Thank you so much, Thank you for having me.
Welcome back, folks. That is what he said. That's what Nigel Dharamlall said in that post. He said, education is in disarray. No, I ain't going to take that lightly. I want to thank the Member of Parliament, Ganesh Mahipaul, for sitting down with me on the sidelines of the sitting of the National Assembly and wading through those issues. Who built the bridge at Jawala? We're no closer to finding out. All these sides saying, Jagjo built it, Irfan built it, Nigel built it, Priya built it. Who built the bridge at Jawala? When you all pass that bridge at Jawala, Deborah, Tracy and Enid, Erwin Don Cook and Marcy Agard, Erwin and Margot Abira, take a selfie, clicks. The bridge that started it all, the Jawala Bridge. Take a selfie by the bridge. Asher and Sharon, all the other folks joining us. Thanks for joining us this evening. We're going to see you guys on the next broadcast. Stay safe. That's my time, unfortunately. And that's our program. Stay safe, folks. Stay safe. Who built the bridge in Jawala? Who built it indeed?